Hi everyone, Nicole Spohr here today and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing a card created with the Simon Says Stamp STAMPtember 2020 card kit. This is a special card kit, not part of the monthly card kit release, and one that was made and put together specifically for STAMPtember 2020. We're going to be creating a birthday card and even a matching stamped envelope with components from the kit, and then I am going to pull in an exclusive die from the STAMPtember release that was released at the first of the month. We are going to start with a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch smooth white cardstock panel, and we're going to ink it up with some distress inks kind of in a rainbow pattern. We'll be using a light hand to apply these inks and going back and forth with our blending brushes to make sure that one color blends nicely into the next color, and so on and so forth through the panel before we layer our stencil over the top and go a little deeper with our ink blending. We're basically doing a tone on tone with our ink blending, and then we're going to cover the whole thing with some Gina Iridescent Glitter Glitz gel for that beautiful glittery tone on tone finish. From the kit, I want to quickly mention while we're doing our ink blending, I am using quite a few of the products from the kit. There are so many things in the kit that I didn't even get to. Please be sure to check out the kit. It is a great value and lots of fun product. I am using the Simon Says Stamp FREESTYLE Flowers 6x8 stamp set. We're using the Simon Says Stamp FREESTYLE Flowers 6x6 stencil for our card. The Simon Says Stamp Birthday Sentiment Strip sheet or set, that's going to be used on our card. Some of the Honeybee Hot Tropics 6x6 pattern paper. Pure and Simple mini heart little epoxy stickers, some of the white cardstock, and the metallic green leaf envelope. So quite a few products from the kit used on this, and then I'm also using the Happy Birthday brush script die to help finish off my sentiment, and that was released the 1st of September, part of the STAMPtember event and release. Once I have these beautiful distress inks blended, and I'm sorry, my dog is snoring, I'm trying to get him to stop. Once I have those blended, I'm going to use a little pixie spray to hold my FREESTYLE Flowers stencil in place. That's just going to help ensure that such a delicate stencil with so much detail, this is a beautiful stencil, you guys, kind of holds down with all the inking and then the applying of the glitter. So we're just going back over the top, kind of following the same pattern as before, using a little bit heavier hand, and it'll give a nice result so that the area that the stencil is covering is going to remain nice and light, and this area that we're adding more ink to, look how pretty that is. It's even pretty without the glitter glitz. The area that we're adding it to will be a little bit darker, and then plus it's going to be sparkly. Once I have this, I did not even bother to remove my stencil. I am going to grab my product. I'm going to take a palette knife and apply it all over this panel, and then use this little scraper pal here to our stencil pal to go ahead and get a very nice, clean, smooth application of the product so that it's not super globby or anything like that. So there is what it looks like with the inks. I guess I need to add a little bit more shaded lilac here. And then we're going to go ahead and grab that Gina product and apply this all over the stencil. This is my favorite because it's iridescent. It's going to show the color underneath. It's fantastic for inking type of projects where you really want to showcase what's going on underneath, but still add a beautiful layer of glitter. And you can see I'm just kind of laying it down, and then we're going to take that stencil pal and just kind of give a beautiful smooth finish. One thing I will say, because we're using a ink that is water-based, it's going to pick up some of the color from the inking. And because of that, I don't put it back in that container. You could definitely save it for some sort of rainbow project in the future if you have a nice airtight container, or discard it because you don't want to contaminate all of the rest of the product in the container. Now I'm going to peel away the stencil. I'm going to allow my background to completely air dry, and then we're going to put the rest of our card together. So that was the most time-consuming part of this card, and it was actually very quick. Probably the most time-consuming is waiting for the product to dry. While I was waiting for it to dry, I die cut the Happy Birthday brush script twice from the white cardstock in the kit. I cut the shadow one time, and then I die cut the Happy Birthday twice, as I just mentioned, and then once from one of the Hot Tropic pattern papers from the kit. And I tried to pick a little area that has some nice variation in color. It's very subtle, so it still has a solid look to it, but it kind of looks like watercolored or splattered, which I love. Then we're going to stack these one on top of another, and I did that so that it would have a little bit of dimension to it and not be quite so flat on that background. And I'm using a little bit of liquid adhesive, and I'm using tweezers to help keep my fingers out of the way of that glue. One thing about gluing a panel like this to a background that has texture to it, sometimes it's a little hard to get it to stick. I really highly recommend a liquid adhesive here and setting something heavy on top to help hold that flat to the background, hold it in place until the adhesive completely dries, and that will also help it dry nice and flat. We're just on that final layer. Tweezers are my best friend when applying liquid adhesive to a delicate die cut like this. I love this Happy Birthday sentiment. Really great. And then all of the sentiment strips that come in the card kit are very fun. They are strips that come pre-printed that you trim apart and you can use for all kinds of different cards. So there's quite a few in one sheet that can make lots and lots of cards. These are all birthday themed. I think they're really kind of snarky and funny. This one is age is just a number, and then in parentheses it says, in your case, it's a really big one. Because our background is all the way dry, I started with a bigger background than what I actually was going to end up with. So I'm trimming this down to 4 inches by 5 1/4, which will give us a nice white margin all the way around when we adhere this to our white top fold card base. Look how beautiful that sparkle is. And when you look at it up close, you can see that floral design in the background. It's just so, so pretty, nice and subtle, and a really fun, easy technique that would work with any color combination that you like. Here are those birthday sentiment strips. And then also we have some of the great little pure and simple mini hearts that we're going to add. If you guys know me, you know I love my little mini heart kind of embellishments, and these are darling. I mean, they come in rainbow color. Who doesn't love that? I think they're fantastic. You get tons of them in this little package and really, really cute. I'm going to use, I think, about 4 of them. I played around thinking I might try to use more because I love my little heart embellies, but I think I ended up using just 4 here today. We glued our happy birthday to the card bases I was talking about and set something heavy on top. I was working on camera, so I didn't let it sit quite as long as possible. So I'm going to show you what I did after I finished designing this panel here in just a second. And then we popped up our birthday sentiment strip with foam adhesive right there underneath, which I love sentiment strips on a little bit of foam adhesive. I pretty much do that probably 99% of the time. Look how fun that is. And then when I tip it at an angle, you can really see that freestyle flower pattern. Because my sentiment wasn't quite dry, I'm taking tweezers and we're just going to pinch that shut and hold it down while we stamp our envelope. I thought it would be really fun to create a coordinating envelope. You get 4 different envelopes, 2 slimline and 2 A2 envelopes in this kit. We're going to take the metallic green leaf envelope and Freestyle Flowers stamps from the stamp set included in the kit and create a really pretty little matching envelope that goes with our card. I really love this. We're going to have our flowers kind of over on the left, and then we're going to use the sentiment "Sending You Happiness," which gives us nice area underneath to handwrite the recipient's address. This is a very, very quick and easy way to dress up some envelopes. So we stamp that a couple times. I usually like to stamp mine a couple times just to make sure I get a really crisp stamped image. And then we're sprinkling on our white embossing powder, heat setting that, and our card and envelope set using the Simon Says Stamp STAMPtember 2020 card kit are all finished. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this happy birthday card and envelope featuring Simon Says Stamp products. The supplies I used to create my card and envelope are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here are a couple more videos featuring Simon Says Stamp STAMPtember that you might be interested in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to never miss a new card making video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.